Hey, Dave Savage here, CEO of Mortgage Coach, and I am with Joe Polizzi. Joe, what's up, my friend?
Not much. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Well, it was music to my ears when you called me, reached out to me. It's been about a month now, and said, "Hey, Dave, I'm finally using Mortgage Coach." Guys like you that do the level of production that you do, uh, sometimes can be harder to get on the team just because you had something that worked. You were successful. You are successful. So let's start with, for anyone who doesn't know you, just what kind of production are you doing? What's your model? And then let's get into, why are you using Mortgage Coach now and how it's working for you?
Gotcha. So I'm the sole originator. We do last year about 350 units, about 185 million. I have three people, three assistants on my team that help me. I've been doing it, I think, 25 years now. So I became set in my ways. At different periods of time, I become set in my ways in different manners, right? Like refusal looking at FHA when it was an option and so forth. And I just enjoyed your presentation when you were with us in Sonoma, and thought I'd give it a try. And also respected the people from RPM that went up there and gave a great part of that presentation as well. I highly respect those agents, and I thought I was very interested in adding this to my business model.
Good. So you've added it to your business model. It's been over 30 days now. Uh, what kind of feedback have you been getting from borrowers, realtors, and how have you been using it so far?
So it's interesting because on the borrower side, they're most of the time they're new clients, so it's something that they're seeing for the first time anyway, right? For our realtors who've been working with for a long period of time, it's something new. It's a value add in some aspect because the clients are so impressed with the presentation and the knowledge that it helps us present in a format that they understand. I mean, I think as you and I had talked briefly, when you've been doing this long, our conversation and our terminology is like a different language that we're used to speaking. When we get a new client in and we start using terms that we assume that they know and may have read about on the internet, but don't quite get a grasp of, it's a very difficult transition at times, and people are intimidated by it and fail to ask those questions. What Mortgage Coach has done for me, it's illustrated what I'm trying to explain in an easier format for my clients. We get through it. It's just a more efficient way. And some people are clearly visual, and it helps them immensely. From the realtor's perspective, who know that we put in X amount of effort to help their clients, thank them for referring us, it's just been phenomenal. I mean, I underestimated greatly the realtor response to our use of Mortgage Coach.
Awesome, awesome. And what has that response been like? Just give me any
Incredible.
any highlights, like any examples of this agent said this, or give us a little color on that.
Well, I mean, I think when we do the total cost analysis and a comparison of a current rate versus an increasing interest rate environment, I mean, we have taken people off the fence, so to say, and have written offers that these people have been working with realtors for a long period of time and were so fearful of overpaying for something that they never really thought out the effect of a rising rate. So, from our realtor perspective, their biggest, comment, their most positive comment for us has been, you've helped my clients make a decision, not sell them. You've helped them make a decision, a financial decision. It hasn't been a sales process because, as we always say, it's with a realtor or an advisor, it's a team effort in getting somebody to understand the benefit of what we're trying to accomplish. And that's what this has done. It's consulted with them on the benefit of what they're trying to do.
Awesome. Well, I think anybody just listening to you, it's clear why you're so successful. You just care about helping people make informed decisions. It's not about selling. It's about helping them make a decision. And no doubt in the market that we're in, there's a lot of folks that are just sitting on that fence, whether it's a first home buyer is like now the time to buy, or should I wait 6 months? Or whether it's a move up buyer, and there's a lot of move up buyers that can, sell in one market, buy in a different market, and they could really benefit. So, no doubt. So, by the way, for all you mortgage coach members to listen to it, what Joe just described, we call it either the cost of waiting analysis. So, if you don't know how to do that, we have videos how to do a cost of waiting analysis. And then the other term that's really used often now is the move up analysis, where you try to get a buyer to make an informed decision to move up or not. Okay. So Joe, so we can bring some scripting. What does it sound like when you're talking to one of your agents? And since you're probably not working with a lot of new agents, you're working with agents that you already had relationships with, and you're showing a mortgage coach. How do you introduce that? What's that sound like? You know, what? How are you approaching them, and what are you saying?
Well, interestingly enough, we've picked up a lot of new agents, whether it be kind of the demographic of agents getting older as I'm getting older and are
Right.
leaving the business and selling their business. But we've been picking up a large amount of first-time buyers, and oftentimes they have a younger, newer real estate agent. Oftentimes they come to the presentation as well as they're trying to understand the market and what we're doing. But my point when we sit down is, if you're going to call an online lender or a bank and just get a quote for an interest rate and not really understand what you're getting, this is a little more detailed, a lot more detailed. Frankly, again, what you're trying to do is oftentimes just differentiate yourself from just somebody who's looking online for an interest rate and not understanding the variety of options available, but also the variety of aspects that affect their pricing, right?
Right.
And you see a television commercial or hear a radio commercial and not understand what actually drives an interest rate when you have a lower credit score, et cetera. But my point has always been with the real estate agent is when I sit down with somebody, I want them to leave and feel like they went to something that was beneficial for them, that they learned something, that they took something away, and that it didn't just revolve around, can I get an eighth better somewhere else? Because that benefits, obviously, us because we get a client. But also in our market, which a lot of markets around this area, certainly in the United States, are like this. But you don't really have the ability to go to an online lender and not, you have 8-day contingency removals, you have 15-day closes, you have things that cannot be addressed, frankly, unless you have somebody on this thing immediately.
Right.
So for us to step in and be able to perform those tasks in a timely manner and educate a client at the same time is dramatically effective.
So, by the way, you just said a key word. I mean, obviously, you're incredibly successful. You do a tremendous amount of volume. And it sounds like you feel that Mortgage Coach is not only delivering a better consumer experience, not only is it helping you with agents, but it's making you more effective and efficient. And it's even time savings. Could you just speak to that real quick in terms of any effectiveness that you're getting from it?
Oh, clearly. I mean, I think as anything, if you try something different, and again, as we all get older, we get set in our ways, and that's me. But as you try something different, you realize that even a presentation that I've had for a long period of time and an explanation can be tweaked and more effective. Something can always get, there's always room to improve something, always. No matter what my volume has been, no matter what my shtick has been, my explanations, this has allowed me to look at things differently and explain things differently in an easier fashion, frankly. When you're trying to explain, as you mentioned, the cost of waiting, if I'm explaining that verbally to someone who's a visual person, it's like someone explaining physics to me, right? It's just going right past me at this point in my life.
Right.
It's made my meetings more educational. it's in a shorter period of time, because I'm not sitting back going, okay, wait, let me explain again what I'm trying to say if you wait.
Right.
Um, it's right there. It's right there.
Well, I tell you, I'm so happy to have you on the team at RPM. This is going to help raise the tide with everybody over there. And Joe, let's keep having conversations like this. I want to, get best practices, scripts, things that you're doing that are working. Let's do another Skype interview like this again sometime soon. But thank
Yeah,
you for taking time to do this, Joe.
always available. I mean, I appreciate you helping me. So anything I could do for you, you let me know.
All right. Thank you very much, my friend.
All right.